While the criminal was brutally killing me, my dad, the head of the Criminal Investigation Division, and my mom, the chief forensic pathologist, were attending my sister Lily Weinberg's match and a bit for revenge. The criminal, who had once been captured by my dad, cut out my tongue and used my phone to call him. My dad only said one thing before hanging up: "No matter what's going on, Lily's match is the top priority today." The criminal sneered. "Since I've kidnapped the wrong person, I thought they would love their biological daughter more." At the crime scene, my parents were shocked by the brutal state of the body and condemned the cruelty of the killer. However, they did not realize that the thickly mutilated corpse was their own daughter. My body was found in an abandoned building. The construction workers, struggling to hold back their nausea, called the police. My parents rushed for my sister Lily Lambert's celebration banquet to the crime scene. The crime scene investigator Chester Ford frowned in motion for them to put on masks. My dad, David Lambert, was one of the top investigators the police brought for special cases, and my mom, Stella Emer, was the leading forensic pathologist in Jasper City. Even though they had seen callous crime scenes, they still flinched when they saw my body in the sweltering summer heat. My corpse bloated significantly. My face was smashed beyond recognition, a bloody mess with no identifiable features. My entire body was covered in wounds, and old liver of skin still connected my head to my neck. The overwhelming stench of decay filled the air. Mom closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and put on her glow to begin a preliminary examination. Her gaze hollow, the rare trace of compassion as she looked in my body and life. I had never been treated so gently by her. I watched nervously as she removed the blood. Same drink from my hand. I have made identical rings for my family, but when Lily's did not fit, my parents scolded me harshly. "You're always up to no good, deliberately trying to hurt your sister, Emily. Even though you're our biological daughter, Lily has been part of this family for 18 years. She will always be more important than you." Their angry voice still echoed in my ears, but I believe my parents love me. Surely they would recognize the gift I gave them. But Mom's expression did not change. She simply instructed her assistant Rudy Gomez to put the ring into an evidence bag. I should not have hoped in their hearts I never existed, even though I was their biological daughter. My brother Eddie Berg once told me that Mom and Dad adopted Lily because they could not find me after I was kidnapped. He said I was always their favorite daughter, but when I returned home, there was no place left for me. I felt like an intruder in my own family. After surveying the scene, Dad said and asked Mom, "What's the situation with this body?" Mom removed her gloves and massaged her for a browse. The victim appears to be around 20 years old. Preliminary cause of death: looks like a throat slit. She was likely tortured for a long time before she died. The method is brutal and the public impact will be severe. We need to solve this case quickly before it blows up in the media. Dad let us two redden, took a deep sigh. He had a troubled expression. "Even after death, I was still causing my parents problems." Chester reminded them, "The killer hasn't been caught yet, so you should be extra careful at home. You have 2 daughters. Don't let them go out at night." Mom's voice was impatient. "Lily is always obedient. It's Emily I can't control." Chester, being an old friend of my parents, knew all about our family situation. Dad rubbed his right shoulder. Chester noticed and asked, "David, is your shoulder acting up again?" Dad waved him off. "It's fine. I put on one of those pain relief patches." Emily bought. He stopped mid-sentence. The daughter they call rebellious still cared about their health. Chester patted Dad on the back. "You should treat Emily better. After all, she's your real daughter." Dad shook his head. "A couple of days ago, Lily had a tennis match and she kept asking for Emily to come watch, but Emily, she picked up the phone and then ghosted us." Lily was so worried about her sister. She'd only got their place. "Emily hasn't been home in days. Who knows if she stayed out there somewhere. Kids, she didn't raise herself, just never turn out right." Hearing my parents' complaints and accusations, I felt a chill in my heart. "Mom, Dad, it was not that I did not want to come home, I just couldn't anymore. The ungrateful daughter you talked about died the day you were at Lily's tennis match. My body was now right in front of you at the case briefing." After listening to my mom's autopsy report, the officers all had expressions. My death was gruesome, making facial identification impossible. The abandoned building where my body was sunk was not the original crime scene, significantly increasing the difficulty of solving the case. Dad instructed the officers to search the area around where the body was found for any suspicious activity. Had the forensic pathologist perform another autopsy to see if there's anything new and send the DNA samples to the forensic lab as soon as possible. He left my mom with that remark before hurrying off with his team. They showed more concern for the body than they ever did for me. My mom unspoke Lily's hair and said that being a forensic pathologist was a noble profession. She believed that getting a voice to the dad was an important duty. I watched this. Lily nodded, in agreement. However, the mom and my mom turned away. She wiped her hair to disgust. That time I slapped Lily across the face, but my dad punished me by shaving my head bald. Now, my mom gently touched my hair with a hint of sadness and whispered, "Did die so horribly. Her family must be heartbroken." I smirked bitterly. My family would probably be relieved by my death. Maybe only Eddie would feel a little sad. Mom's left hand moved across my back. There was a large burn scar there when I died after being kidnapped. When they brought me home, that ear that changed clothes, my mom stared at it in surprise. There was a hint of disgust in her expression. "How did you get that on your back? That's disgusting. Don't scare Lily." Could she recognize me now because of this scar? I bit my lip nervously. I need a sweat reforming on my forehead, but a second later, Mom dismissed it casually. "This didn't happen this time." Ruby suddenly guessed. "Lovely Ella. There's a piece of paper in the victim's stomach." My mom's eyes widened as she took the paper. "Inside the stomach, acid has already corroded it. We'll see if the crime scene investigation sees. I can analyze it later." Suddenly a phone rang. It was Lily's favorite song. Mom quickly removed her gloves and rushed to the hallway. Her voice was soft and loving. "Sweetheart, what's wrong?" "Monty's at work tomorrow." Mom paused for a moment and then gritted her teeth. "Dad and I will definitely be there to cheer you on. Eddie is on a business trip and won't be back in time." Lily's sweet voice filled my ear. "Love you, Mom. I really hope Emily can come watch my match. If she's there to support me, I'm sure I'll win. It's fine if she doesn't want to come. It's normal that she doesn't like me. After all, I've hung here in dance love for so many years." Even though Lily and I had never gotten along from the day I returned home, she was always secretly framing me.